Hi guys and welcome to the Sunderland vs Fleetwood match preview. Now before we get into it, I just want to really quickly show my appreciation and say thanks to you guys over on Instagram. For those of you who don't know, I had a really shit day a couple of days ago on Wednesday morning. I was just about to go to work first thing in the morning, opened my car door and then realised that my car had actually been broken into. All my stuff was everywhere. But luckily, nothing of real value was stolen. There was only minor damage done to the car, which I'm thankful for. But, you know, I was really shaken, to be honest with you. It's, in black and white, it sounds a bit daft because, you know, no one was hurt. Nothing of value was taken. It was only a little bit of damage. But mentally, it did take a little bit of a toll on me. And it really freaked me out and took a toll on me, basically. But you guys were there for me on Instagram and you were just absolutely amazing. There were so many kind messages. So I just want to really quickly place on record my thanks for that. So yeah, sorry it's a bit of a dark beginning to the video, but I had to do that. I had to just say thanks to you guys. But anyway, let's get into the video. On Saturday, we will be taking on Fleetwood. Now, it's going to be a tough game. So anyway, what we'll do, as we normally do in the previews, we'll go through the injury news. We'll go for my my lineup, which this time I think I'm actually going to go for the lineup that I would like to see rather than a sort of predicted lineup. I'll do it that way. And then my score prediction for the game. So in terms of injuries, there's obviously been some relatively good news recently. We did take on Stoke under-21s or under-23s. I don't know, I can't remember which one it was, in the Checker Trade Trophy. On Tuesday night, we managed to just scrape through on penalties after drawing the game 0-0. And it wasn't a fantastic performance, but at the same time, there was a few positives in that Flanagan came back from injury. He had a run out. Wyke started from the beginning, which was good as well. Just a few players here and there that we maybe didn't expect to see. Sinclair as well. Hume played absolutely excellently in the right back position. Probably my man of the match. All in all, it wasn't a fantastic performance, but again, it was a very mixed bag. A team that hadn't really ever played together yet, and players coming back from injuries and what have you. But that isn't. We're not doing a review for that game. But so what I'm saying is basically Flanagan is getting some minutes in, so he's back from injury pretty much. Probably not match fit. The same with Sinclair and Wyke as well. Wyke, in my opinion, he doesn't look like he's 100% match fit to me. I can definitely see why he'd be a massive asset to us. Because obviously his target man attributes. And I think he can really, when he does get going with his match fitness, I think he can bag us a ton of goals, hopefully, in this league. But for me, I wouldn't start him in the coming game against Fleetwood. So those are the sort of the good news in terms of injuries. Obviously, we've still got the likes of Watmore and McGeady still out. But yeah, I think that's about it for injuries. So we'll go to my starting 11 now. The starting 11 that I would select myself. So here is my selected starting 11. I would go for McLaughlin in goal, even though Reuter did have a very solid game in midweek. And he also saved 2 penalties, which will do in the world of good going forward. And his morale will just be through the roof after that, which is fantastic. But still, I still believe in McLaughlin and think he is the safer pair of hands. Now, across the back, as you can see, I've made a couple of changes to recent weeks. We have Hume playing at right back. I think he definitely deserves a shout. He definitely shown a lot more attacking threat than Donald Love does, and Matthews, to be fair. But obviously Matthews, I think Matthews is still out injured. I should have mentioned that earlier. But I will give Hume a chance if it was up to me. I'd definitely give him a chance at least this once. And as for the centre-back partnership, I would like to see Flanagan partner up with Baldwin. And we're probably more than likely going to see Ozturk partner Baldwin because Flanagan, again, he hasn't had too much game time. But I would definitely like to see Flanagan partner up with Baldwin because I think of 2 fit Baldwins and Flanagans together, I think that could make a very solid partnership indeed. And now as for the left back, I'm going to go for Reece James. Oviedo is away on international duty, so James definitely gets that slot for me. He's very solid there. Now in the middle, I'm going to go for Dylan McGeoch. Again, he's my favourite player at the minute by far. I think there's just so much class. He breaks up the play really quickly. He moves the ball on really quickly. His passing accuracy is absolutely fantastic. So I'd definitely put him in there to give us that sort of creative player in the midfield. And McGeoch will play alongside Catamol. Now, Catamol was rested on Tuesday. Nothing was really confirmed whether he was injured or not, but I'm guessing myself that he was just simply rested. So if that is the case, then I would definitely put Catamol alongside McGeoch because Max Power will be still serving or starting to serve his 3-match ban, which I won't get into because they didn't allow him to play on Tuesday. But again, we're not going to get into that because I'll get really annoyed. But for the attacking three, just behind the striker, we have Gooch on the right, who again, he's probably our biggest attacking threat within the team and has just recently been put up for Player of the Month, and deservedly so. Maguire on the left, which, you know, I was close to not putting him in there because against, not against Fleetwood, against Stoke midweek, he had a really, really poor performance. He had a really poor performance against Oxford as well. But we know what he can do. We know that he can pop up with a goal, he can pop up with an assist, and he's a very good creative player as well. But I think over the last couple of games he's been losing his head. Against Oxford, he was a red card waiting to happen, and even in the Checkatrade Trophy against the Stoke under-21s, he was trying to hack players down then as well. When things don't go his way, he really is a hothead, which I don't mind a guy who goes in hard for challenges, but not guys who just hack players down for the sake of it because things aren't going your way. But I'm willing to give him a chance, so I hope that he does play and proves me wrong. You know, I hope he does redeem my faith in him a little bit, because over the last couple of games it definitely wasn't a good watch in terms of Maguire. Now Honeyman, our captain, will be playing in there as well as a sort of central attacking midfielder. I think once Sinclair is fit, personally, I'm going to struggle to see why Honeyman gets into the team. Don't get me wrong, I like him, and I know a lot of people like him. I really do like him, but I do think that we do have players that are ahead of him. When Max Power's fit, I would put Max Power and McGeoch in midfield. I would put Maguire where Honeyman is now in this formation. I'd have Sinclair on the left, Gooch on the right, and Wyke or Madger up front, one of the two. So at least it's a good headache for Jack Ross that he does have these players to select from, especially when they do come back from suspensions or injuries and what have you. But yeah, so we'll see how that pans out in the future. But up top as the lone striker, it is going to be Madger. I think he has deserved his right to stay there with the goals that he has scored and the effort he has put in. Although, in more physical games, I would definitely prefer to see Wyke on the pitch. Madger could also play out on the left as well, I suppose. But as for this game, I'd like to see him play up there, up top. Although when Madger is up top, they do tend to swap, chop and change between Gooch and Maguire as well, which tends to work quite well at times. Although the last couple of performances, they haven't been great. I do see this probably being our best lineup for this game. Now for the score prediction, and this is probably going to be the hardest game to predict so far this season because Fleetwood are doing very well. They're currently 6th in the league, they're 3 points behind us, and they've only lost one game this season as well, and they've won 3, drew 2. So, you know, they're a very solid side, a difficult team to beat. I'm hoping that we do manage to rediscover the form at home, or at least the style of play and performance that we've seen previously at the Stadium of Light. Particularly against the likes of, you know, when we played Scunthorpe, that was an excellent showing when we won 3-0. And, you know, because I feel like the last couple of games we kind of lost our personality a little bit and we just sort of panicked and we didn't really see that nice football that we've been seeing, particularly earlier on for the first few games. So if that does come around and we do manage to get the ball on the floor and we're not pushed around and bullied like we have been for the last couple of games, then I can see this being a 2-0 win to Sunderland. But I don't see it being as simple as that, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Sunderland. I'm still going to say a win for us. I do think we have enough in the tank to win this game, and with players coming back, I think we have a lot more options when things aren't going to plan. You know, say it's 0-0 at half-time, we haven't been playing well, we have options. We can go for Wyke, we can go for Sinclair, we've got players on there who can change up the game, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. And I'm going to go for Madger to score 1, and I'm also going to go for Maguire to score 1 and redeem my faith in him that little bit. Don't get me wrong, I'm not slagging off Maguire, I'm not. He's just had a pretty poor last couple of games, and his attitude is something that is worrying me a little bit in terms of, you know, lashing out at players when it is a little bit unnecessary. We don't like that. I don't like that at all. But anyway, yeah, so that is it, guys. You let me know what your score predictions will be in the comments below. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please smash that like button for me. It'd be massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sawney Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.